So everything has been done to it. I made sure the adjustments are correct. I went ahead and swapped this out, and this was actually loose. So what I did was I got a bolt and I stood the bolt up, and I got a pair of channel locks, and I just squeezed it together, and that essentially made this a little, tighter. It doesn't wobble around. I replaced the seal here. I'm going to be replacing the seal in the transmission. The adjustment here for how long the distance is from that curved piece to the plunger, that needs to be a certain distance. And that distance, how I got that was put the distance here, which is 625. I got a marker, and with the white marker, I painted this. And then all I did was scribe the white line on the screwdriver. Went over here and pushed down the throttle valve and aligned the white mark. I don't know if you could see that. I'm looking through the screen, so let's see if I can do this. And you have to make that adjustment with this collapsed all the way down. And with it collapsed all the way down, I just lined the scribe mark out with the crescent right here. And that's how I got the depth. There is one spacer. I used one spacer. This is a stock transmission. I didn't want to delay the shift. This, as you gain speed in the transmission, the pressure goes higher and higher and higher. The more spring pressure you have here, the more delayed the shift is. So I wanted to delay just a little bit. So I upped it 7 psi, which is basically one spacer. And that's 14 psi. And that's outlined in the instructions. Which would be ta-da! All right there. Sorry if it's shaky. Sometimes these high pixel cameras very sensitive to movement. And of course, these are all pressure related if you want to delay or do anything like that. There you go. Some information here. The zip kit. So that's about it. That's what I've done. The boost valve's been replaced. I had, what is that? It's driving me nuts. Oh, just some garbage. There we go. So this is the one I had. You got two different types. At any rate, you want to discard them and put the new boost valve in its place. Here's the old one. And that's just assembly loop for the transmission. Here's the old spring. Here's the old valve. This is the old style, see? And of course this is the new style installed. So that's where I'm at. And I'm also going to be replacing this seal. I'll explain that. So here's where I'm at. This is how I do this. I get a bolt. I get a washer. Put the seal there on top. Run the bolt through. Put the washer on the bottom. And of course, tighten it up. It appears that this has been rebuilt. It's just got a little bit of incorrect information on how to shift. So I'm going to adjust the bands. I did not put that white stripe there. That's that was there on that reverse band. So that's it in a nutshell here. I'm going to adjust these bands, put that seal in, and start putting everything together. I just got to replace this connector. Again, got it from Cope Racing Transmissions. He has those on the shelf, which is very nice. And I might add that his shipping is, I have always received my items in a couple of days. So that's, I mean, that's worth a lot, considering that time these days is limited. So that's where I'm at. I gotta adjust this still. It's not bad, but of course I'm just gonna check it. And all the material on the bands, it really looks decent. So I'm just gonna adjust them and do that. This is actually, I don't know why it was hanging up before. I did work it a couple of times and it seemed to clear up. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to test it, okay? And if it doesn't spring back like it should, and the test port's here, just add some compressed air and it should apply, and then immediately when you take the air out, it should return to the rest position. And again, make sure your transmission is cleaned. It is paramount that you clean, that you keep the contents in here clean. That's why I power wash what I can. And as you can see, even power washing doesn't get everything, because you're up underneath the vehicle and you can't get the wand in certain places. However, I'm going to make a curved end for the wand so I can get in those tight areas. All right. All right, now that I got it from underneath the vehicle and a light on it, I can actually see a little bit of sparkle. And right here, it's got some thrust surface wear. And over here, I've got some gold. Well, not gold, but brass, sorry. It looks a gold color and mixed with some more thrust surface. All this grit, this is what destroys planetaries. This kind of stuff right here, it just destroys the oil pump, the planetaries, sun gear. It's terrible. So when it comes time, I'll be rebuilding this transmission as well. I installed the D-rings on the 1-2 accumulator. Here's the spring out of it. I'm going to reinstall this, okay? This is just a stock transmission. I just want to up the, or delay the shifting of the transmission. So I just added that washer underneath that, the valve in the valve body. So I'm going to be cleaning this and putting it all back together. I got tons of filters, so it's going to get a new filter. All right.